How's it going, my friend? Dan Dasilva here, and welcome. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing why your dropshipping store is getting no sales. We're going to pinpoint the 5 culprits that you need to make sure that you fix right away in order to really go out there and start seeing wild success with your store. Now, before I actually go ahead and get into all this, let me just do what I always do. If you subscribe and you set up notifications and you leave a comment on this particular video, and I'll tell you what I want you to leave a comment on later, you have the ability to go ahead and be entered into our daily giveaways. So right over here, I grabbed my last particular video. I'm going to click start, and the winner of the $20 right to your PayPal is, let it load, it is Corbin C. Congratulations, Corbin. Me and my team will be reaching out to you through YouTube private messages to go ahead and get your PayPal email so we can send you your prize. And anybody else who wants to go ahead and actually go and be in our particular giveaways, make sure you're subscribed, you leave a comment, you like, and you get notifications on this particular channel. Let's dive into what you're here for. Now, before we go ahead and get started, I just want to let you know that you can go ahead and download this free Shopify Masterclass. Over 22,000 people have been enrolled into the 100% free Shopify Masterclass course. The link is going to be down in the description, so I just want to let you know that if you want to take it to the next level, if you want to go ahead and really build up your dropshipping empire, this is exactly the resource that you can use. There's probably 50 hours worth of videos in there for you to watch. But anyway, let's get to why you're here, the 5 culprits, and let's go and really dig deep into what they are and how you can overcome them. So number 1 is not doing your research correctly before diving into a niche. And I see this happening all the time, which again is the most frustrating thing because it's pretty much like building a house, and I say this every single time I talk about research. If you want to build a house, right, you don't just go out into the middle of nowhere and say, I'm going to build it right here, and you just point to the air. You can't build a house in thin air, and you can't build a business on hopes and dreams either, meaning that if you're not doing your research properly, unfortunately, you're setting yourself up for failure for the long term. But a lot of people also don't look at the long term, which is the biggest problem, is that they look at, all right, how can I make $1,000? How can I make $10,000? How can I make $500,000 in this amount of time? And they look at the money as the outcome and not the bigger picture. Now, yes, money is great as a goal, but you need to understand that your store, whatever you build up, needs to have a longer term play. If you're here today, gone tomorrow, people are going to catch on to that. They're not going to be willing to spend money with you and your brand. So again, keep in mind that doing your research is super, super important. And if you want to go ahead and have more help doing research, the Shopify Masterclass definitely points you in the right direction. And I definitely suggest going out there and learning a few things on how we go and actually dive in and find our particular niches that we dive into. Now, the second culprit that I want to talk about is setting up your store wrong. Now, I didn't put in Shopify here because of the fact that Shopify is not the only platform. What I'm going to say is that I see a lot of people, they set things up incorrectly, and they focus on, and they focus their energy, their time, and money on applications and third-party add-ons, if you're using WordPress, for things that don't matter. For example, you know that little bubble that pops up on the bottom left hand of your screen saying, like Jack Smith from, Nebraska just purchased 2 seconds ago. That is not, it's social proof, yes. Will it help with sales? Yes. Is it needed? No. And stop focusing on apps like that. What you want to focus on is really going out there, heat maps, okay? Post pre-sale email sequencers. So again, something like mail funnels where you just install, if somebody purchases based on the product they purchase, they automatically get emails and you can keep on making money through the long lifespan, or I'm not going to say long lifespan because everybody has a different lifespan of their store. So essentially, your apps, your add-ons that you add need to make financial sense. If you add an app in there that just shows that somebody purchased from you 10 seconds ago, I mean, yeah, it looks cool, it looks good, and you can brag to people if they go on your store, being like, yeah, I got some sales, but do you really need it? No, I see people going out there doing the same thing with analytical platforms. Now, again, I own an analytical platform application where people pay monthly for it. Is it something that you absolutely need? Unless you're scaling up doing 6 figures every single month, it's not necessarily necessary. So essentially, you need to be smart with how you construct your store. Aesthetically speaking as well, a lot of people don't focus on aesthetics. building out something that looks nice is super, super important. Yeah, you need the right copy. You need to know how to, actually market the particular product. But if I go and compete against you, right? If we have the same exact product, same copy, same text all throughout our site, and my particular store looks way better than yours, the user experience on my store is way better, I'm going to make more sales than you because ours, again, if we're doing a 50-50, meaning that you and I have the exact same store, same product on it. The only difference is aesthetically, mine is pleasing and the interface is, or the experience, user experience is definitely way better. So again, that's the second culprit. The third culprit, and I'm actually going to bold this one because I believe that out of everything we do here, this will make or break anybody who owns a store. So the biggest culprit is support. Now, whether that's live support, email support, phone support. Again, you want to start off with email support, build out to live, and then ideally have phone. But if you're going to start off, support becomes the backbone to your entire business. Why? Because your customers who are going to eventually purchase from you again in the future, they're going to have some touch points in your particular support team and your support system. And what's a touch point exactly? A touch point is basically, interaction with a certain page or a certain person. So when I say touch point, it means that this particular customer of yours is going to have some sort of interaction with your support. And if your support's really terrible, people talk. Negativity travels faster than positivity. So meaning that if they have poor support, I've never heard of, somebody going out there. I've never had friends around me saying, wow, I bought from here because their support is absolutely phenomenal, unless it's come up in conversation. However, randomly I'll have friends say, yeah, I will never buy from them again. Their support is absolutely horrible. Negativity travels faster than positivity. So if you get negative press because your support is really bad, that's something that it's not hard to clean up, but it's definitely damage control. And you want to set this up on the ground floor, having somebody there answering emails, and make sure you have times set up in your store. Meaning, make it very clear. If somebody emails you at 2 a.m. Eastern time and you only operate between 8 a.m. Eastern time and 5 p.m. Eastern time, have an automated message that gets sent back to them saying, hey, we only operate during these hours. You're the top of the list. We'll get back to you within 24 to 48 hours. Have an automated message there, okay? Again, same thing with live support. Live support's great, increases sales tremendously, and definitely builds the user's trust with your brand. Definitely something I suggest. Make sure you set this up correctly from the get-go, or else you're gonna have a hard time scaling up, especially when you're doing volume. Number 4, okay? The fourth culprit is focusing on one-off sales, not on long-term sales. And I've preached about this over and over again. And a lot of people have watched my progression through dropshipping, through e-commerce. And you already know that when it comes down to actually going and generating sales, I'm a big advocate in stop chasing every other sale. Let's just say, I'm going to give you a theoretic situation so it paints a clear picture in your mind. It's me and you and 10,000 other people advertising. Now, let's just say me and you were going at it, and let's just say I'm worth 5,000 people, you're worth 5,000 people. So what I'm going to go out and do is I'm going to start advertising, right? So if I start advertising and then you start advertising and the prices, we're basically competing with each other because it's a bidding system. How Facebook works, Facebook ads, since a lot of you are using Facebook ads, it's a bidding system. So that's why you see max bid, min bid. Again, it's kind of how it all works out is you're bidding. So if it's me and you, okay, so 10,000 people together, we're all trying to outbid each other, meaning that the cost per acquisition, acquiring whatever the action is, whether it's a lead or whether it's purchase, whatever it is, becomes higher and higher and higher because our bids keep going up and up and up. It's not like we're trying to outbid 3 people here. There's millions. I think last time they reported 2 million active advertisers on Facebook. So we're competing with 1,999,999 other people. Okay, just keep that in mind right now. So if you're focusing on a new sale every time, you're going to break even or go negative, thus leading you down a path of quitting because a lot of people don't like to go negative. Now, if you plan this correctly, you can take a negative hit. You can go in the red for the first sale, and then what happens is if you set this up correctly with certain applications, you can go and actually be in the green with 10, 20, 30 days into your particular customer's life expectancy in your store, if you will. So what I mean by that is, let's say I get a customer who purchases on the 1st of January and I took a $10 loss on that purchase. So I paid $20 for a $10 sale. On January 25th, that one customer might be worth $40 to me, meaning I took a $10 hit on the first sale, but later on, right, I'm still negative 10, but on day 20, let's say day 20. On day 20, they purchased something for 40 bucks. That offsets the negative $10 that I had with the 40. And again, that's where my profit starts to come into play here. So that's what you have to set up. A lot of people don't really get that, and that's where a lot of the trouble happens. If you're willing to go negative on the first sale, if you set yourself up correctly, you'll be able to be profitable upon your wildest dreams. And that's the biggest differentiating factor between me and everybody else who's in dropshipping is I'm willing to take a negative hit, and everybody else isn't. So if you're not willing to take a negative hit, and I am, if I'm willing to pay more than you, go negative, yet know how to actually profit from that purchase, then I win. I can spend as much money as I want, depending on how big the audience is, but I can spend as much money as I want. So, and you couldn't keep up because you think you're going to go negative, and the next person is always going to keep going negative. Now, the fifth culprit right here is not cultivating a real community of buyers and always looking for the next best thing. And this is the dropshipping world. And I can't argue with you guys because guess what? I still do that, okay? But there comes a time where you have these skills. You've built up these skills, and now it's time for you to simultaneously build something, a brand, and you can have these dropshipping stores running simultaneously, aka me. So when I'm going out there and you see me building up Vivere, I'm also running the dropshipping stores that, again, is bread and butter, allowing me to fund that. So again, the next best thing is a very hard model. That's why, just like anything else, if you're in crypto and you made $10 million, it might not be worth $10 million a year from now. You take your money out and you start diversifying. Same thing with your dropshipping and your, well, more than anything dropshipping. You take your money from dropshipping and you start diversifying elsewhere. Perhaps maybe a real brand, maybe you can do real estate, whatever it is. But again, one thing that I see a lot of people going out there and doing is they keep chasing the next best thing, the next best product. What is it going to be? Hoping for a home run on every product. It just doesn't happen that way. So Dan Fam, Notification Squad, I hope you guys learned a lot here today. And if you want to be a part of the giveaways that we do every single day, click the subscribe button down below. Go ahead and also have notifications set up. And the question I want you to answer today is, what was your biggest takeaway from this video? What out of 1 through 5, out of the 5 crucial culprits that I've given you, where do you fall under? And I also want this to be an accountability based video of your comment. In your comment as well, I want you to say how you're going, or tell me how you're going to overcome it, what steps you're going to take to go ahead and really go out there and make that culprit, well, pretty much gone. So right now, Dan Fam Notification Squad, leave a comment, okay? Like this video, subscribe, and set a notification, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.